5 interesting facts about Nikola Tesla.
5.
Wardenclyffe Laboratory, Tesla Tower. The one thing that comes to mind when you think of Nikola Tesla is the laboratory he owned on Long Island in New York, known as Wardenclyffe Laboratory. That and his love of pigeons. In 1901, Tesla received financial backing from J. Pierpont Morgan to build his Wardenclyffe Laboratory in Shoreham on Long Island. The facility included the famous Tesla Tower, a 185-foot-high structure with a 65-foot-high copper dome transmitter placed directly at the top of the tower. Tesla's vision was to use the tower to transmit signals and free, unlimited wireless electricity all across the entire world. Thanks to Tesla's early work, wireless transfer of energy is finally being realized today, from wireless chargers for electric toothbrushes and smartphones to wireless electric vehicle charging, a technology being researched at the Energy Department's national labs.
4.
Tesla and Edison were rivals but were not sworn enemies. Many people have characterized Tesla and inventor Thomas Edison as being enemies, but according to W. Bernard Carlson, the author of the book Tesla, Inventor of the Electrical Age, this relationship has been completely misrepresented. Early in his career, Tesla worked for Edison, designing direct current generators, but famously quit to pursue his own project, the alternating current induction motor. Now, sure, both Edison and Tesla were on different sides of what was then called the current wars, with Edison pushing for direct current and Tesla for alternating current. But Carlson tends to compare their rivalry to be similar to that of Steve Jobs of Apple and Bill Gates of Microsoft. One a brilliant marketer and businessman, and the other a visionary and tech guy. On one rare occasion, Edison attended a conference where Tesla was speaking. Edison, hard of hearing and not wanting to be spotted, slipped into the back of the auditorium to listen to the lecture. However, Tesla almost immediately spotted Edison in the crowd, called attention to him, and led the audience in giving him a standing ovation. So all in all, these two didn't completely hate each other. Instead, it was just a classic love-hate relationship between two rivals. At first, Edison dismissed Tesla, but eventually came to respect him. This became clear when there were multiple fires at Tesla's laboratory, and Edison provided him with a lab so that he could continue his work. That alone should show that there was some degree of respect on Edison's part as well.
3.
Tesla came up with the earliest concept of the smartphone. Now, this one is actually hard to believe, as the gap between the conception and actual release of the very first cell phone was around 53 years. There's no question about it, Tesla may have had a brilliant mind, but he wasn't exactly great at making his inventions a reality. In the race to develop transatlantic radio, Tesla described to his funder and business partner, J.P. Morgan, a new means of instant communication that involved gathering stock quotes and telegram messages, funneling them to his laboratory where he would encode them and assign them each a new frequency. The main thing about this device was that the frequency would be broadcast to a device that would fit in the palm of your hand. So, to put it short, Nikola Tesla had essentially envisioned the smartphone and wireless internet a whole 53 years before the first mobile phone was invented, and a whole 75 years before the internet was launched for public use. He also conceived of, but never developed technology for, radar, X-rays, a particle beam death ray, and radio astronomy.
2.
Tesla generated millions of volts of electricity during his experiments with high voltage and current in his Colorado Springs lab. When it comes to Nikola Tesla's work at his Colorado Springs lab, it is a complete and utter mystery. Some people have speculated that he was communicating with outer space. Others thought he was trying to harness the power of lightning. According to one source, quote, he produced artificial lightning with discharges consisting of millions of volts and up to 135 feet long. It was reported that thunder from the released energy could actually be heard from 15 miles away in Cripple Creek, Colorado. In that town, people stood and watched the sparks from a distance in awe as they jumped off the ground with each electrical discharge being produced by whatever Tesla was doing. Sparks sprang from waterline taps when touched. Light bulbs within 100 feet of the lab glowed, even when turned off. Needless to say, this had quite the effect on local nature, as local horses in a livery stable bolted from their stalls after receiving shocks through their metal shoes. butterflies were electrified, swirling in circles with blue halos of St. Elmo's fire around their wings. 1. Tesla helped Mark Twain with some issues. Nikola Tesla was a man who had many famous friends, ranging from the likes of John Muir, a famous environmentalist, to famed author Mark Twain. Well, Twain had a good reason to be friends with Mr. Tesla, considering how Tesla helped him with an issue he had been having for quite some time. On his quest to create more efficient electricity, Tesla believed he had created an earthquake machine. The reason for this belief was because, when activated, the device ended up shaking his building and his neighborhood in Manhattan whenever he conducted his experiments. He later found out that he had actually created a high-frequency oscillator, where a piston beneath a platform built into his lab fluctuated quickly with movement. So it turns out that both Tesla and Twain became good friends when meeting at a supper club. Because of this, Tesla once helped Twain, who apparently was known to have digestive problems, get his bowels in working order with the help of a high-frequency oscillator mounted to a platform that Tesla used for his electrical experiments. Tesla invited him to stand on the platform while the oscillator was switched on. After 90 seconds, Twain quickly dashed off to void his bowels. You might be thinking that this story is a load of crap. Well, we guess you're kind of right.